hit that notification button, and don't forget to share this video with your fellow veterans. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dwayne Kimball, United States Army veteran and retired VA rating specialist. Tonight, I am going live with you to talk about a controversial topic in the VA claims process. But before I get into the Q&A and the topic, I would like to thank everyone for supporting the live stream that David Piatek, the CEO of VA Housing Education. So if you haven't went over to his YouTube channel, make sure you go over there and subscribe, because he's going to give you a lot of information as it pertains to VA home loans. So we went live a couple of Saturdays ago for 12 hours. 12 hours. So if you hadn't checked it out, make sure you go back and watch it. It's 12 hours. So maybe when you're driving to work, once a day on your way to commute home and to work, a lot of good questions. And we brought people on to live to ask questions. So definitely thank you for supporting that. Also, my monthly membership, veterans membership, went live this morning at 8 a.m. Okay. So if you signed up, you had trouble, we had a couple of people that had some login issues, make sure you email me at info at KMD Kilo Mike Delta 89.com if you have any login issues. Now, if you try to log in about 10 o'clock tonight, I will not be on the computer, but I'll see it first thing in the morning and we'll see what we can do to make sure we get you access. Okay. Tonight, you still have time to get 50% off. So I'm going to be dropping the link in the comments section at 11:59. The 50% goes away and it goes back to regular price. Also, if you're already a member, when you get into the membership portal, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you'll see when we're going to go live and give you that block of instruction and take a few questions. All right. So before I get into the Q&A tonight, I want to get some feedback from you if you have submitted a actionable and sufficient DBQ per VA guidelines, not what you think it should be, but per VA guidelines, and you were still scheduled a compensation and pension exam. This has been happening to a lot of our clients and a lot of veterans that are saying, hey, Dwayne, I submitted a sufficient DBQ and the VA employee still schedule a CMP exam. Now, when I rated, I was rating before DBQs were introduced. Okay. So when they came on board, when they gave us training, they told us that these DBQs were to help alleviate the backlog so veterans can download them, take it to their private doctor, and there would be no need for a compensation and pension exam. But a lot of veterans DBQs are not being used. And we have to ask the question. I think it's QTC, if I'm not mistaken, but I looked up the contract that they have with the VA. It is huge. Millions and millions and millions of dollars of a contract. So is that why some VA employees are not going to pay these private contractors? I don't know, but it's a question that needs to be answered. Also, I uploaded a video today. A senator is blasting the VA for subpar third-party contract examiners. Now, when they requested QTC do an exam for me, I was like, nope, I'm not going. You have to use my actionable sufficient DBQ per 38 CFR 3.326 subpart B, subpart C. I am not going. No way, no how. I refused it, and I told them, hey, you need to inform that rater they need to rate with the evidence of record, because that's what I was doing as a rater. That's what I was trained as a rater to do. So why these VA employees are not recognizing veterans DBQs and Nexuses if needed when they're sufficient. Okay. Now, if you don't want to push back, fine. go to that CMP exam. But what we've been seeing, if your doctor says yes and their doctor says no, now that evidence is in equipoise. And you can raise reasonable doubt. And when you raise reasonable doubt, when there's a positive and a negative, it always supposed to go in favor of the veteran. And they say, oh, just do a high level review. And guess what? Then the DRO sees it, see it. And I just did a video on confirm and continue what that is. And they confirm and continue that denial. And then you reach out to me, Dwayne, well, what am I supposed to do now? I just told you what they were going to do. And you just walk right in the front door and let them use that topic or phrase, probated value. Okay. So the state of DBQs right now, it's in the toilet, because I did a video this time last year where I was warning everybody of what I was seeing, and now it has come to fruition. It's here. Last year, it was only about 25% of the VA employees not using the veterans DBQs. Now it's flipped to 75%, maybe close to 85%. And I'm just only basing this percentage off what veterans are leaving me comments on YouTube and our clients. I see it. Okay. So you're going to have to make a decision when you reach that fork in the road when you submit a sufficient DBQ. Are you going to not go and use the court cases, the 38 CFRs, and the M21 manual references if you have to do a high level review? Okay. And another thing, these VA employees are getting real slick. They're saying, oh, Mr. or Miss Veteran, oh, you don't want to go to a CMP exam? We're going to do an ACE exam. And guess what? A lot of them don't even know when they are not supposed to do an ACE exam. We had a client that refused the exam because she had a sufficient DBQ, right? So they did an ACE exam. And for that particular condition, they were not supposed to do it. And she went to a high level review and the DRO upheld it. And she had proof like, hey, you weren't supposed, you're prohibited. Okay. So if you don't want to fight back, go to the CMP exam, let the cards fall where they may. If you're someone like me that's saying, you know what, VA, I'm going to hold your feet to the fire, and I'm going to use your regulations to benefit me when I'm submitting this DBQ. Now, veterans, I am not going to let you off the hook. You better be making freaking sure, and that's not the word I want to use, you better be making freaking sure that that DBQ is sufficient. It is not, oh, my doctor was 25 years medical doctor, so I know it was right. No. Was it right per VA benefits? Oh, I'm a veteran. I just know this stuff. I slept at a Holiday Inn Express last night, and I watched 2 YouTube videos. I know all this stuff. You better be making freaking sure that that DBQ is squared away, okay? And guess what? A couple of days ago, I uploaded a John Doe DBQ for our veterans that signed up for the membership, okay? We even have an updated template for a Nexus statement for direct and secondary. And these are things that we're going to be talking about. And I'm going to be educating you on when we go live within the group, okay? So I'm not going to be doing it on a monthly live. If you're not in the group, you don't get the information, okay? So that's why I think the state of DBQs are at right now, in the toilet, because they're trying to pay these third-party contractors. They got millions of dollars. So if the veteran is going out and getting their own DBQ and they can use it, you know, that's what I'm thinking. 2 things, you know, they're trying to pay these third-party contractors and lack of training. It's a combination of both, because think about this. Look at what some of the comments veterans leave. If you're subscribing to my YouTube channel, I had a gentleman today say, hey, Dwayne, I refused the exam and I end up getting service connected. So how is it happening for some and not for others? Now, I'm not saying the veterans that they deny, I'm not saying that their DBQ and Nexus, if needed, is not sufficient. I'm just saying it probably landed on a desk of a VA employee that didn't know what the hell they were doing. Yes, I said it, and I'm not going to apologize for it. Okay. So you have to get into these court cases. I try to show the 38 CFRs, the M21 manual reference as it pertains to these DBQs. So when you get a VA employee on the phone, you better be locked and cocked and ready to rock with these 38 CFRs and these M21 manual references, because they're some of them, they're like, oh, the veteran don't know. And these managers, guess what they're doing? Oh, just deny it and have the veteran to appeal it. You know how I know that? Because I've heard managers do it. I heard my own supervisor do it. And I refused. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I was like, when you rate it, did you want somebody doing your claim like that? Well, I'm a supervisor now. Well, I'm not, so I'm not doing it. Okay. So again, in the membership site, I'm giving you some things I've seen within the VA to help you and alert you on what could possibly happen and how you negate that. All right. So let's go ahead and get into these questions. I'm dropping the link. It's just a link. So if you hadn't signed up, I'm dropping the link in the comment section. In the comment section, if you want to sign up, you use code VET, VET 50. I'm putting that in the comment section and you get 50% off. Now, this is a monthly membership. So with the 50% off, you're going to stay at that 50% every single month. Okay. After midnight tonight, it goes back up to $97.99 a month. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into some Q&A. And also let me know if you had a sufficient DBQ and you had this issue of VA employees not wanting to use it. Because I guarantee you, if they are VA employee and they're veterans, they're getting DBQs done. You best believe that. And they're going to fight tooth and nail with that other regional office that's rating that case to use it. So why aren't they using it when you submit it? Ask yourself that question. And then again, you got Senator Warren. I did the from Massachusetts. I did the video that uploaded today, blasting the VA, these third-party contractors. One guy today said, "Oh, Dwayne, my appointment, I was in a residential neighborhood. Somebody else said they had to go to a workspace. So these third-party contractors just getting this training, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna do this on the side and just have me a little office over here and get paid, and then turn around and deny you." You know what, veterans? It's time for y'all to start standing up, saying something. Okay, it's just like we tell kids, see something, say something. So now we see it. It's time for us to say something. Okay. You may have went through that process, but hey, we got to reach back and help our federal veterans, active duty service members to go through this process. Okay, we got to help them. All right, so let's get into this Q&A. Harris, I went from 0 to 90 in 12 months. Wow, it's quick. And it took 3 months to get 100. Congrats. Everybody give Harris a thumbs up in the comment section. I know some people have been waiting much longer than I have, and I wish the best of luck to everyone going through this. Thanks for sharing. Frustrating process. Yes, it is. I basically use your free videos. All right, Mr. Harris, that's what free video. During that live stream, I was telling people I was sharing the link where myself and some other individuals that are subject matter experts in this area could come on for free every week. And you know what? People still didn't come on. And then they complain when people charge them. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So I'm live, 3 different organizations. Used to be 3 times a month. Now it's down to 2 for free. All you got to do is just show up, and people still don't want to show up. But Mr. Harris, he was like, hey, he watched the free videos and it got him there. I retired in 98, filed some claims, which some were denied and one was rated 0, but you still got that 0. That's key. And I gave up 25 years. Man, Mr. Harris, 25 years? The PACT Act gets signed. I was urged by fellow vets to file presumptive claims since I've served in qualifying areas. That's good to know. A lot of veterans, they do not know that. You have to be in that qualifying area. The key for me was research. There it is. The M21, man, thank you, Mr. Harris. Thank you. Veterans, look at what he did. M21 manual, 38 CFR, schedule ratings, personal statements, witness statements, DBQs available online, and Dwayne's free videos. What are you waiting on? See, a lot of veterans don't want to invest that time. I get the little hate mail. I get it, but I don't let that sway me. You know why? Because I got people like this, Mr. Harris, that put the ground beneath their feet, the wind behind their back, and they steered the course. And I don't think I ever talked to him on the phone. Obviously, he watched the videos, and look where he's at now. So a lot of people, a lot of veterans are complaining, they charged me this or they charged me that, but they're not saying, I didn't want to invest the time. Okay, just because we wore that uniform don't mean everything is free. I want that Dodge Charger Scat Pack, but I can't go down to the dealership and say, hey, I wore the uniform. You ought to give me 50% off. It don't work that way. You need to invest the time. The people in my group, I see the stages they're going through this, through the course, and they're flying through it, but, they're going to have some homework. They're going to have some homework. They're going to be investing some time. Thank you, Mr. Harris, for the support. Definitely appreciate it. Annette, greetings from North Padre Island. How we doing, Annette? S. Lee, purchase your book. It helped me to fine-tune some things and a great resource. Thank you for the support. I appreciate that. Yes, called my husband today and stated they had an expedited exam request from the VBA. Curious to know what might trigger an expedited exam. Thoughts? There could be a lot of reasons. If the vet is terminal, if the vet is a certain age, I believe it's 85. Or they claim could be sitting on the books. It could have been on the books for 10 months, and somebody high up came upon a report like, hey, we need to get this claim moving. Okay. I've seen that happen. It could be a number of reasons. Okay, Benny says, go Army. Thank you, Benny. Benny, I remember when you were in Germany, and I think you went to Hawaii or something like that with some family. Good to see you. It says, go Navy. I'm teasing him. S. Howard, hey, big man, what's going on? Got first mental health rating for depression and anxiety at age 55 recently, and am I going to be re-examined? That is a YouTube clickbait. Let me tell y'all something. There's a lot of videos out there just clickbaits, okay? Putting fear-mongering is what I call it, okay? This whole 55 thing, let me explain it again. I did 2 videos on it, and some people, I'm sharing the M21 manual reference. Are you all looking at it, okay? In that 55-year rule, or you want to call it a rule, it's in the M21 manual reference. And it's under routine future exams, meaning you could be re-examined. I shared the verbiage that's in the reasons for decision narrative section. If you see that, that means you have an RFE. And the reference that I'm sharing, it's telling the rater when not to schedule a routine future exam. The rater is prohibited from scheduling a routine future exam or re-examination if the veteran is over 55 or will be 55 at the time, of that rating decision. That is it. That's it. If you don't believe me, go to the M21 manual reference, do a search, type in 55, and do the search from there. If you don't know how to use the M21 manual reference, I have a video on it. Also, guess what I'm going to be sharing with our monthly members? We're going to do you know what? I'm going to let my members give me a topic, and I'm going to show them how to find it, and I'm going to look it up in real time in one of our private live streams. Okay? So people in this group, they're going to know how to look stuff up. They're going to know how to interpret these regulations and how they apply them to what they're trying to do with their particular claim. Okay? Can you do a video on 100% P&T benefits for Georgia? Probably not, because you can look that up yourself, Body Fuel. You can look that up yourself, okay? That will require me to go out to Georgia's website, do all this research, talk to people in Georgia. There's research you could be doing yourself. Master. What's going on from across the pond? You are doing a great job. Thank you, sir. Please tell me you got in. I talked to Ian, and I want to make, okay, so you said membership portal is so good. Okay, all right. I'm glad you got in. I'm glad you're here today. MP, I'll just say MP. I don't want to say your name, MP, but it's good to see you and thank you for the support. Yep, that happened to me, and they denied me, went in for HLR and was in the phone for 2 minutes in less than a week, had a rating I wanted and deserved. There it is. There's another body fuel from Georgia. Okay. So people, you know, as it pertains to these DBQs, you got to lock down on these 38 CFRs. And guess what? You know what? I'm about to drop a huge nugget. I'm about to drop a huge nugget. I am claiming an increase in my service-connected PTSD. Since my last CMP exam, my condition has worsened. Please see my attached actionable and sufficient DBQ that was completed by my private examiner. Please mark my claim RFD ready for decision and forward to the rating activity and rate with the evidence of record. I will not be attending a third-party CMP exam as I do not want there to be conflicting medical evidence. Per 38 CFR 3.326 subpart B, subpart C states, if exams, progress notes are sufficient, no further exam is necessary. Now, you may say, man, Dwayne, that is a long personal statement. You have given them the what, when, why, how, and guess what? You could use other N2-1 manual references and you can use court cases. Now, I'm going to tell you, you may piss somebody off, but the reason why you're pissing them off at the VA, because you know what? Now you know what they're supposed to know and they didn't know. I'm going to say that again. You're going to piss them off because you know what they should know that they didn't know. Okay? So what? They feelings hurt because I guarantee you they're submitting DBQs and they don't want to go to them CMP exams. So why are they requesting that you go? Somebody leave me a comment and let me know. I'm curious. But they didn't get me worked up over here. Whoo. Okay. K Trotter, I recently got approved for TDIU. Congrats. 100% permit. Thanks for all your help and videos. Not a problem. Thanks, Mr. Trotter, for the support. TJ, are medical opinions fashion as a DBQ actionable sufficient with complete rationale? Woo, that's a good question. So first, we got to understand what goes into a nexus. A nexus could actually fit in a DBQ. Look at my book and look at the examples. What's in the nexus? The veteran's name, date, social security number, diagnosis, evidence review, medical opinion, and rationale. Now, a lot of I've seen where doctors put the medical opinion and the rationale in the remarks section of the DBQ, which now it's a DBQ and Nexus in one. But if the members that's in our group, I think my team and I, we came up with a Nexus, and I want to say it's about 3 pages, but a lot of it you have to fill information in. So it'll be condensed probably down to 2 when you input that information. You got to it's a little bit more needed than when I rated or when I was going through this claims process. Okay. Because for whatever reason, again, they're refusing to, some, not all, majority of VA employees are refusing to use veterans DBQs. Okay. So you have to make sure if you submit a Nexus with that DBQ, I'd rather for you to have a little bit more information in there that in that rationale that's supporting that positive opinion. I'd rather for it to be there and you not need it opposed to needing it and not having it. So our members, for those of you, if you're in here, you went through the portal and you've seen that example of that Nexus statement for direct service connection and secondary, let me know what you think. It's something serious. Let me know what you think, okay? Marty McFly, RVSR is able to see what is in the queue and VBMS? Yes. Before taking a claim to adjudicate? No. Is this how some claims are adjudicated lightning quick? Marty, they're not in VBMS, they're in VBMS-R. Okay, that's where they build the rating decisions. So when I logged into VBMS-R, it was just a login. Once I log in, I have a queue. Sometimes there's cases in my queue, sometimes they're not. So I would type in the social security number for the claim that I want to work. Boom, Veterans Electronic Claims folder pops up, and I can see the 526EZ, 4138s, any 4142s, any DBQs, any Nexus statements. But the reason why they're trying to get these claims done is because, okay, VA management, they're reactive. They're not proactive. They're reactive. Everything that they've done to be proactive, they've canceled, like FDC clinics. I worked in an FDC clinic, fully developed claim clinic. Veteran comes in, 526EZ, with a actionable sufficient DBQ. I'm rating that thing. Calling over to the regional office, hey, I need you to assess the EP for this particular veteran. And if I didn't have any other veterans, in line, I'm sitting there at the desk, I'm rating it. The fastest claim I ever did was 2 hours. I talked about it in a video. Veteran came in for, I believe it was ischemic heart disease, Vietnam vet. DBQ showed he should be 30%. I looked over at the outpatient treatment records at the VA Medical Center, which allowed me to give him 60%. Took it back over to the regional office, had the VSR assess the EP. Before I went home, easy claim. Boom, boom, knocked it out that quick. Now, I'm not saying all cases are that quick, but again, that pilot program was to help alleviate the backlog by not creating to the backlog, and they disbanded it. Why they didn't expand it to other states? So that's management's mentality, okay? Net brag, okay, all right. JB Smith, on point as usual. I appreciate it. Is that the LSU Tiger? Okay, I had gotten service connected years ago. I just recently got contacted and sent DBQs and was told they overlooked my part of my claim back in 2017. Which app should I expect with this process? You have to submit a FOIA request and get a copy of that claims folder to see what's going on. I can give you several hypotheticals, but that's not going to help you. You got to see what they're doing behind the scenes, So you get off work, your wife is in the kitchen cooking, smells good, or you're going to just sit in the living room. You're like, man, I wonder what she's cooking. I need to go in there and see. Okay, so the cooking is your claims folder. Okay, so you got to get that claims folder and dig into it and see what's in there to see what they're doing. Leonardo, how we doing? Love, life, I hope. My suggestion will get to the secretary. Good luck with that. It would be nice if veterans could go to patients first, urgent care, community care, or a doctor that he chooses. Yeah, I did a video on how to find, if you have, I think you have to have a VA medical card. And I did a video on how to look up urgent cares in your area where you can go and not get charged a copay. Okay, people, I got over 400, almost 450 videos on my channel. People still ask me, Dwayne, do a video on this, do it. And I'm like, have you went to my YouTube channel and typed in the search bar a particular name and see what videos come up? That's all you have to do. Now, if you see something from 3 years ago and I'm sharing a regulation or M21 manual reference, make sure you copy it down and you go out to the VA's website to see if it's still active, because they move stuff around in the M21 manual reference. They take it out, they delete it, or they'll move it somewhere else, okay, and make it a little bit harder for you to find. Okay, so this is the page. If you want to get signed up for the veteran membership, again, the code is VET, VET, all caps, 50. When you go to this link, make sure you put it in. I got a couple people that signed up, paid full price, and I got a big coupon code. So I got to go contact tech team and get that fixed. Okay, so just make sure if you sign up, use the code, VET50, use the code. I'll put the link in the comment section again, along with the code. You have until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then the price, it goes back up. Okay. All right, Mike, I have a high level review for Agent Orange, 123 Spray Bird, 1983 to 87, and we're pushing a year. Is that normal? Every case is different. You know, a lot of people say, well, it took my case 2 years, but what they're not saying, oh, I submitted 5,000 pages of evidence. And guess what? When you submit that amount of paperwork, your claim is in the VA cloud. Now, management, they know what the VA cloud is, but they'll tell you it doesn't exist. It exists. And what it is, your claim is getting kicked around from RO to RO because nobody wants to look through those 5,000 pages. You went out and you got all this stuff, and you probably only need 10 pages out of this 5,000 pages. I probably wouldn't look at it. I'm just being honest because I'm on a quota. And if I don't make that quota because I'm looking at your paperwork, you're not going to pay my bills. So they look for something. Oh, the veteran wants to do this. And it gets kicked around. Now, I'm not saying, Mr. Murphy, this is happening to you. But yes, a year, if it had been 15 years ago, I'm like, that's the standard wait time. Now, it's something going on with the claim. And I don't know, I can't tell you what, because I'm not looking at it. But hopefully you didn't submit a ton of paperwork. Ill Life, the deck is stacked against veterans walking through the door. I think this way would save time and money. The DBQ could run through a database and tell how much VA pays for CMP exam. When I was rating, I seen an invoice. I can't remember which third-party contractor it was for. It's for one exam. It was about $863. This was years ago. So guess what it is now? And you know what? I'm going to look up. I'm going to look up real quick because I looked that up and I'm going to do a video on this, but I'm going to look up what VA contract with QTC. Let's just see. Let's just see how much it is. QTC. I'm curious. Okay, QTC Medical Company was recently awarded 2 prime contracts to provide medical. I know. Oh, whoa! Look at this. Okay, so I'm looking at a report. Yeah, I'm gonna do a video on this. I'm looking at a report from May 31st, 2022. And I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna just share my screen real quick because I don't think that you all are gonna believe me. So I'm sorry. I can't believe this. Okay. Wow. Everybody look at this. And I do apologize if I'm getting off topic, but I want people to see this. Look at that. Now, this is from May 31st, 2022. QTC awarded $1.7 billion veteran and service member medical disability exam contracts. Now, the video that I did today where Senator Warren from Massachusetts was slamming these third-party contractors because they're not upholding, she's getting complaints from her constituents about these subpar exams. And this company is getting paid $1.7 billion. And they're on a list of doing crappy exams. Now, I'm not saying all doctors are doing crappy exams, but look at this. So you got to ask yourself, is this why some VA employees are not using veterans DBQs? Because they got to pay this contract? If you get into some of these town hall meetings, you need to be asking these questions. If you get a survey, I did a video on it where you get a survey when you come back from that third-party contract. If it's horrible, you need to be filling that out. You need to be educating yourself on why you're showing up for the exam. When they call you, QTC or LHI, whatever calls you, what am I showing up for? A back exam, a knee exam, okay? And then you need to be going out there to the 38 CFR, the rating schedule, and looking at the diagnostic code criteria. Do not let that exam be 5 minutes. I did a video on that as well. Okay. So if you come back after watching my videos and you say, hey, my exam was only 5 minutes, no. It's not QTC's fault. It's your fault because I told you, hey, this is what I've been seeing. This is what you need to do to educate yourself. So when you get into that CMP exam, you can extend it. Make sure that they're writing down exactly what they're supposed to be, because guess what? Senator Warren just talked about it. And I did a video on that. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Zero Carb Daddy had my first CMP exam today for tinnitus. Follow all of Mr. Kimball's recommendations and how to articulate my acoustic trauma. There we go. See, now he's speaking the VA claim language. Reasonably articulate acoustic trauma. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, he's speaking some VA claim language. My CMP exam was less than 15 minutes of Q&A. Okay, so I hope if that examiner asks you, when did it start? It started in the military. Is it constant? Yes. How? And you said you were able to reasonably articulate it. And I got a couple of videos on how to win your claim for tinnitus. Hey, go my frat. How we doing? Thanks for the support. Fast Steady. I'm a Vietnam vet. I'm 100% disabled. It took me 30 years, and it shouldn't have took you that long. That is entirely too long, Eddie, but I'm glad you got there. To approach the system, if you have claims problems, call the professionals at, we're going to have to keep moving right there, Benny. You messed that one up, Fast Eddie. All right. How much VA pays for a CMP exam? Like I said, when I don't know how much it is right now. Back when I went through it, like I said, I saw an invoice, a couple of invoices around 800 or something. That was years ago. So I'm pretty sure it's a little bit more now. And that was just for one exam. So if you show up for 5, I'm pretty sure they're not doing all 5 for 800 or something. Okay. What can I do when the injury wasn't documented and people are denying it happened because it was a hazing event? Okay. So it's not what we say, is what we can prove. Can't prove it, it's like it never happened in some cases, but like tinnitus, if you're claiming PTSD due to military sexual trauma, if you don't have a stressor, what is the marker? And guess what? I got a video on it and I talk about it in my book. Okay. All right. Moving right along. JR claimed TBI, got a Nexus and DBQ and another Nexus letter, both from board certified psychiatrists. And now I'm scheduled for telehealth. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. The DBQ was not the VA form because it is not available. It is. Good question. Is the TBI DBQ on the VA's website? Let's go see. All right. Good question. Because that falls on the neurological. So we have, I hope everybody knows how to find the VA DBQs, the public DBQs. But here we go. Neurological, headaches, fibromyalgia. And I'll put this link in the comment section for anybody that wants it. Just let me know. It's not on here. Traumatic brain injury. If it was, it would be under neurological. But it could check these. I'm not going to click on them because it'll open up a bunch of other windows. But go through here, central nervous system, check underneath that. I don't think that's it, but just double check. Narcolepsy. Check under the central nervous system to see if it's there. But yeah, I think I have to go back and look. I have to go back and look to see because I was looking at it just this end of last week, I think Friday, where the people had to be certified. They have to be they have to have some type of certification when it comes to the TBI exams. Okay, so definitely the easy way to, I can tell you, Jr. Go to the M21 manual reference, just type in TBI and do your search from there. Oh, here we go. 78. I got denied all the way through the high level review process, and I submitted everything needed to rate my claim. Okay, so again, we got to look at um, some things, conditions, where they fall under the 5 ways of service connection, evidence. And people, you can have everything correct. You could have everything per the 38 CFR court cases and still get denied. Why? How, and you say, Dwayne, how does that happen? Lack of training for certain VA employees. And then there's certain VA employees that are not advocates for veterans. They think that this is a welfare system. So they're out to deny you. How do I know that? I used to work with some. That's how I know. Okay. I think I already asked this. And I need to find that out. I got to do a little bit more research. I know what it was when I was there, but I just showed you the I just showed you the the contract, 1.7 billion, and that was back in 2022. Okay. When temp jurisdiction is assigned, what exactly goes on? I'm not following you on that, Gordon. I'm not following you on that one. Are you talking about fiduciary or what? Trying to figure out what to do. Well, you're in the right place. Getting a membership. Okay. Daniel, what can I do when I was injured during a hazing event? People are denying it. If it wasn't documented, how can they confirm that it happened? Unless you get a lay statement from somebody that was there, okay, you could try that route. But again, people, it's not what we say, it's what we can prove. Got to understand the process. How do I submit evidence after I filed a supplemental claim? I can't seem to find it on VA's website. Go to Quick Submit, and you can upload it there. Just make sure you let them know you're adding an addendum or just adding evidence, or you can mail it in. Andrew, got your book, watched all your videos, and others got the notice today, 100%. Thanks for your efforts in educating us, 0 to 112 months. You have to understand your own records. Man. Andrew, do me a big favor. Copy what you wrote here and just keep pasting it in the comment section, because some people, it's not resonating with them. They don't believe it. My grandfather's in Mississippi. He say, boy, you don't believe fat meat is greasy. Okay, Andrew, they don't believe fat meat is greasy. So just copy and paste what you did in there, so it'll start sinking in for some other veterans. Okay, we got 167 people in here. Got about 15 more minutes. 167 people. Somebody let me know how many likes we got. Okay, I have one more thing to add. How much is CP? I already talked about that. I'm curious as to how much money is being spent weekly, monthly, and yearly because someone is getting rich off CMP. You just saw it, $1 billion. And then you got Senator Warren calling these third-party companies out. And then I was talking to a vet today, and again, they were like, they thought they were, GPS took them to some like residential, and then somebody else was like they were in one of those workspaces. They got to do better. They got to have a little bit more oversight or something. Marshall, I'm a Gulf War vet. See you coming in from Facebook. PACT Act symptoms noted. I am service connected for rhinitis, chronic sinusitis, going for secondary headaches. All right. If my civilian doctor states my headaches are due to my documented sinusitis health condition, will this statement work? No. You need the DBQ and Nexus. Also, Mr. Wallace, why haven't you went out to Google to look for some medical studies connecting the two? That was a nugget. Okay. Okay, Tony says, go Navy. All right. Dwayne, VA denied my DBQ from CMP exam. I'm not understanding that. What CFR can I argue in high-level review? I submitted a sufficient DBQ, and then they had me do another one that was negative. They set you up for the okie doke. 38 CFR 3.326, subpart B, subpart C. Also, I got some videos coming out and be talking about when the evidence is in equipoise. So you can go to the M21 manual reference, type in equipoise. It should give you some court cases in 38 CFRs. Also type in reasonable doubt. That'll give you some 38 CFRs and court cases. That's what you argue, fact or law. Because we know when you submit that 0996 and you want that informal conference, you have to argue fact or law. Just drop the nugget. 38 CFR and the M21 manual reference. How do you find those? Those keyword searches in the M21 manual reference. Boom, and it leads you there. When I put up a video and I say I'm showing you some slides, I'm giving you the nuggets, okay? Beacon of light. How would a veteran deal with getting Chapter 27 service connection on? What is Chapter 27 service connection? Help me out. I don't know what that is. Because of, other than honorable, how can that be upgraded? You have to go through your branch to upgrade it, okay? So I'm assuming that you filed an exam. A claim. And they did a COD, which is a character of discharge. And you received a letter either saying that you are a bar for benefits, but you could get health care. That is a character of discharge determination. So if you got that letter and it states that you are a bar and you had one period of service, then yeah, you need an upgrade. But if you got this character of discharge determination and you have 2 periods of service, that first period is honorable. You can file claims under that first period, but they should have outlined that in the letter. Okay. Okay. Okay, MP. I got you. All right. Cool. Okay. People are throwing these 1 of 5, these questions. Recently found your channel. Thank you. Hope you subscribe. Apply for benefits December 20th and had my first reevaluation. April 21st, I was rated 80% for various issues, but denied sleep apnea, didn't word it right or have the evidence. Where did it fall under the 5 ways of service connection? And evidence to support that. I applied for the PACT Act due to migraines and got bumped up to 90. All right. January 23rd, submitted for ankle sleep apnea. Ankle was approved. Sleep apnea was denied again. My primary care doctor at the VA finally ordered a sleep study, and it showed level 3 sleep apnea. Supplemental claim for migraines, ankle, and sleep apnea. But where do they fall under the 5 ways of service connection? You're not telling me that. VES scheduled my appointment for only my ankle and migraine. Okay. It's been 2.5 months, so my claim is still under review. Any word why I wasn't seen for sleep apnea? How would I know that? I'm not looking at anything. What I haven't heard you say it, J Quest, that you submitted a FOIA request to get a copy of that claims file. I haven't heard you say, J Quest, where does this sleep apnea fall under the 5 ways of service connection? I haven't heard you say, J Quest, that you have evidence to support sleep apnea under one of the 5 ways of service connection. Okay? I haven't heard you. I didn't hear you say that. That could be the reason. And these are things that we're going to be talking about in the monthly membership group. Okay? Facts. There it is. I use court cases on MU supplemental claim. You got to do it. I have been assigned 100% for malignant melanoma. This is not PNT. This was assigned 5 years ago. What can I expect? Okay. On cancers, regardless of what your age is, you're going to have a routine future exam unless it's terminal. In those 2 videos where I talk about routine future exams, I say this very thing. The only way that you're going to get 100% permanent total for a cancer if you document that it is terminal. Then they will assign that permanent and total. Other than that, if you're in treatment or watch for waiting treatment or something like that, you'll just have the 100%. What about the other conditions? Secondary conditions to that, Donald? Because you can file those secondary and get 100% and be 100% PNT for those. And as long as you have that 100% for that cancer and you're getting treated for it, guess what? They got to give you SMCS, which is housebound, which is another 450, 475 on top of the 100%. What are you waiting on? I just dropped a huge nugget. I hope somebody caught that. So we got 147 people in here. Let me know how many likes I have. We got about 10 minutes left. S. Howard, thanks, big man. I see so many videos about the 55-year-old rule. Glad you cleared it up for me. Not a problem. That's why I did it a second time. Okay, so it's not technically a rule, but I call it a rule because that's what people understand. But that N21 manual reference, look at that video if you got questions about it. It's just basically telling the rater you are prohibited from scheduling a routine future exam if the veteran is over 55. I think it's either 55 or older, 50 or over 55. Okay, or will be 55 if they do schedule a routine future. So let's just say the rater saying, "Oh, the vet is 50 years old. I'm going to schedule a routine future exam and schedule it 5 years out." You cannot do that. But you'll get a rater that's a bum and say, "Okay, I'll do it in 2 years," and they can do it. I could probably count on one hand how many times. The only time I schedule routine futures or assign them is in cases where I had to because the veteran had cancer. That was it. Because at any time, you have to go back and see if it's in remission, and then you have to rate off the residuals of when the cancer goes into remission. Okay. Greetings from Chicago. Thanks again, bro. Devo, go out there on 97 to Dan Ryan and give me a couple of them policies, and then go down to 51st Street underneath the L and give me a 3-piece dart from Harold's Chicken. I really appreciate it. All right. Slick Rick, I put a claim in for sleep apnea. I have an SCT and ICD code for sleep apnea. Hope you submitted your sleep study confirming the diagnosis of it. I have been diagnosed with it. I have a CPAP machine. They are still trying to deny me. What should I do? Sign up for my membership. Go watch my video on the 5 ways of service connection. Because Slick Rick, I didn't hear you tell me that where did it fall under the 5 ways of service connection? If you got a sleep study from the VA or even a diagnosis from VHA, that does not mean you can go over to VBA and get service connected for it. It doesn't work that way. It is not a guarantee. It doesn't work that way. Oh, I went to a VA hospital and they diagnosed me with sleep apnea. So I filed a claim. They keep denying me. Okay, that's not a surprise because you got to be educated on the 5 ways of service connection. If it's not documented in service, I'm service connected for PTSD. I know there's some Google. If I go to Google, there's some studies that show, sleep apnea is secondary to my mental condition. But most VA doctors are going to say no. So let me go get a DBQ and Nexus statement from that doctor that Dwayne interviewed from Louisiana. Nugget. Okay. I'm giving you all this information. Got to invest the time to watch these free videos. If a VA doctor says service connected in my diagnosis, is that a good Nexus? They won't say service connected. They'll say the medical opinion will be it's least as likely as not. LEAST. Okay. Dwayne, my vet friends think I'm a VA claims expert because of you. I keep telling them to follow KMD and VA claims consultant. You're a motivator. My wife always tells me, yeah, you ought to become a motivational speaker, but that's just not my calling. Keep doing the hard work. And I'm just saying PNT. Hey, congrats, Michael, dude. They say because of me. No, I really appreciate that, the kind words, Mr. Dude, but you invested the time. It's not because of me. You may watch some things and listen to me, but you invested the time. You did that. You spent the time on your phone, maybe instead of going out here and playing golf in the rain or just watching TV for hours on end. You're like, you know what? Let me educate myself and win my claim. That's what you did. So I'm not going to take the credit on that, Mr. Doon. That was all you. Okay. One, if I have a sufficient actionable DBQ and refuse to go to CMP exam, do I have the same appeal avenues? Yes. For example, I can decide to go to CMP exam on a supplemental. Yeah, you can. You could do that. You can do that. High and low pressure wash. I just ordered your book from your website today. Oh, you may be the one I'm packaging up some tonight. If you order today, it will go out tomorrow. Okay, so thank you for the support. I'm looking forward to seeing all the insight for my upcoming VA claims. Yeah, let us know how it turns out. I was a victim of a crime that resulted in a severe TBI. I'm 25, but can't work, still trying to go through the process. It's on step 3 now. Don't give up. Do not give up. Don't let them win. Love your work. Thank you, Cadillac. I definitely appreciate that. Got about 5 minutes, so I'm going to try to get through some more. Again, people, you want to get in this membership. I was checking the progress of some people, and they're flying through this. It's like 22 lessons. I'm like, just take your time, just because you're going to take it all in, but watch it again. Just keep going in there, watching it again and understanding. And we have our first live stream. We have where a Google Doc where you could list your question. So the first 15 minutes, I'll be answering a few questions, and then I'll get into a block of instruction. And that's where that education is going to come in. If you can't make it, I will repost the live stream in the course. I'm not putting it on YouTube, so you can log back in if you missed the live stream that I did inside the group for the group only. You can go back and watch it because once record it and I get to download. So don't worry about missing it because I will record it and it's for the members to review it later. So that's the link, and here's the code. Any updates on the PACT Act? I was on the VA's website Monday, I believe it was, or it could have been Sunday, or maybe Saturday. And they're expanding, I think, some locations, a couple of locations. So I'm still doing some research on that. So when I get all the ducks in a row on it, I might do a video on it. Had bad experience with VS and CAP exam. Okay, Mr. T, you are definitely not the first. Denied me on everything, didn't write an opinion, wrote about wrong area, didn't even look in my record. Did another said it could have happened, but no proof. Make sure you get a copy of that VA claims folder. Looking through 5,000 pages with the search functions and VBMS isn't all that hard. Okay. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack. You can use that search function, but what if it don't pick up something? And it calls that veteran, get a denial. Okay. So that's why I say the ownership has to go back on the veteran because, why would you send in 5,000 pages? Come on now. That's a lot. Hannah, good evening. My claim for left lumbar condition was denied. Where does it fall under the 5 ways of service connection? I have suffered for years with this pain. I was a truck driver, 88 Mike, in the Army National Guard. The physician who was treating me and doing referrals refused. So, Hannah, do you have an LOD, line of duty, since you were in the National Guard? Did it happen during annual training? Okay. Mystique got denied on PACT Act claim after being approved for another due to no evidence. Did you have a diagnosis? Is it on that list? Okay. It's not the VA as a whole. Just a few individuals, but don't give up. I know someone may want you to give up. Don't you do it. Don't you dare do it. My ETA date was April 28th. Submitted a claim for tinnitus, but no history. You don't have to be. Will it be denied for no hit? No. They could see tinnitus due to acoustic trauma. Somebody left. Somebody left a comment earlier, watching my videos, and they got approved for it. Okay. So you see what I'm talking about. Let's see, defense contractor. Okay. My exam was in a shared workspace office and didn't even look into my. Did you leave me a comment on YouTube today? Okay, I'm not following that. All right. Doing FOIA requests, hoping it doesn't take almost a year like it did for my husband. I did do the CMP exams. I was rated at 20, never knew until my increase to 40. No one can explain this for over 10 years. Okay. So we got Eric in here. So Eric sounds like he may be a VSR. So everybody, if you are a VSR, Eric, answer the question, if you wouldn't mind. Why are some VSRs and Raiders requesting CMP exams when veterans are submitting DBQs, actionable and sufficient DBQs? What internal memos have come out from maybe the regional office director, the regional office you work at, or the service center manager, or any assistant service center managers? What guidance are they giving you all? Eric, I like to know that. Okay. So Eric sounds like he's a VA employee. So yeah, Eric, let us know. I give you about a minute or so to leave a comment. We're at the hour stage, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up. That's why we can't win. CMP exam, billion. Love like with a B. Yes, I gave him the month and date. Yes, my answer to continue to start. Okay. Okay, I'm just going through. At final CMP, is it common for an examiner to do a DBQ on a condition that wasn't included? I don't know. No, they shouldn't be doing that unless you had a routine RFE for some reason or something like that. Okay. Yes, sir. I gave him the month. Okay, I think we are. You're welcome, Cornell Howard. Have you heard of someone claiming MDD based on MST? Yes, but normally, I'm sorry, my back was itching. I'm sorry. But majority of the time, what I've seen people claim PTSD. Okay. A personal statement supposed to be in bullet format, or is it easy format? Okay, I gave my background info and how it affects me, but other vets are telling me it's too much information. Keep it short, direct, and to the point. Okay. Um, I can't say what it's supposed to look like because, you know, Eric was saying, oh, 5,000 pages. I'm like, that's too much. That you, no. Mm-mm. If you want to, fine, but don't be surprised. You know, we had the same conversation last year. Dwayne, I submitted 5,000 pages. And I'm still waiting. Told you so. Okay. Um, Short, direct, and to the point. Because the way you may write it, they may not understand, or somebody maybe interpret it differently. Okay. All right. So we're at that 1 hour mark. We only got 73 likes. Man, that's jacked up, people. We got 150 people in here. Okay. Um, yeah, so I see Eric answered some questions, but he hasn't answered mine yet. So I hear the vet is there on their best advocate. So yeah, Eric, yeah, let me know. Okay, so here you go. He says, if actionable and all opinions on there, we push the private DBQs and love to do so. I push 5 claims a day with private DBQ straight to our RFD. So Eric sounds like he is a VSR. So thank you, Eric. What's the quota now? Production quota, Eric. So let everybody know what goes on behind the scenes. Okay, you all own a production quota. That's why I was talking about those 5,000 pages. Also, has there been any directive about veterans, certain VSRs not using private DBQs? You know, Eric, hey, you jumped out there. Let us know. But again, everybody, thank Eric for what he's doing. It's not always an easy job, is because you on production quota, you have a quality quota, and once you get a quality error, man, you're in a different mode. You are in a different mode. Okay. So if I didn't get to all your questions, I do apologize. This is only 1 hour. I may be going live again sometime this month because there is another topic that I want to talk about, and I couldn't get to it tonight. So again, sign up for the monthly membership, and I'm sorry. Sign up for the monthly membership until 11:59 p.m. tonight. You get 50% off. And I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff that I went through as a VA rater before I retired. Things that management would do. It's time for you to know. Now, I'm not saying that to try and badmouth the VA. I'm going to talk about some good things that I've seen the VA do. Okay. But it's more so about educating you on this process so you can understand it and be your own advocate. A lot of people think, oh, let me go get a VSO. Let me go get a claims agent. I had a friend of mine do that. And after all his stuff got denied, and I was like, dude, we served together. Call me as a witness. And guess what his VSO said? Oh, we don't need that. And then when he got denied, then the VSO said, oh, we can't help you anymore because you're in a different state. So don't think just because you're getting a VSO or lawyer, that's going to do anything. Don't think that that's going to move the needle. So all these naysayers out here, oh, well, don't work with consulting firms. Don't work with this person. No, that is totally up to you. I don't tell people who they should or should not work for. You spending your own money. You investing your own time. Work with whoever you want to work with. Just make sure you're educated on what you're doing with your claim, and make sure they're not giving you the runaround. Okay. So, like, I don't tell you where to go live. I don't tell you what not to do or in society. That's totally up to you. That's totally irresponsible to tell somebody not to work with somebody. That's stupid. We're grown. I'm not going to hold your hand and color you. You know how to read and write. But again, work with whomever you want to work with, but you still have to be your own advocate. And the best way to be the best advocate for you is to get educated on this process. Okay. So I saw somebody that supports me. So I want to bring up this question right quick. I always get this. Mr. Kimball, thank you for all you do for the veteran community. You have been a great help. May the good Lord prosper your endeavors. I definitely appreciate it. And I was waiting on you, Eric, to respond to these questions. Quota is a bit harder now. Yes, I just heard the union got involved in these new quota standards. Less points for each action. As for the directives about DBQs, nothing in the light of denying them. IMEs are not actionable like DBQs. IMOs, I'm assuming you said that. That's important to know. Everybody, thank Eric for what he's doing, because, not always you're going to get a VA employee to come on here and be honest with you. And I think Eric shared some honest things this evening, and brave enough to come on here. And when he's saying certain things, I'm like, you know what? I bet you he's a VSR. He's got to be a VA employee, okay? But thanks, Eric. He says, great video, live feed, KMD, keep up education. We'll do. Eric, make sure, good luck with all those points. I know it's a beast, man. I've been there. I get it. I worked out of the St. Petersburg regional office 317. I don't know if you worked there or not. And I shared a story where I got hired in as a raider. I came what they call off the streets, and it was rough. And we had 25, 28 people, and the supervisor kind of bumped heads. She kicked me off the team. I went to another team, and after 2 hours of feeling sorry for myself for getting kicked off the team, I was like, you know what? One thing that she did teach me, two things actually, to be an advocate for the veteran, and two, learn the 38 CFR, learn how to go and search the 38 CFR, the M21 manual reference. So when she kicked me off the team, that's exactly what I did. And that's how I'm able to bring some of this. One of the reasons I'm able to bring this information to you all and educate you on this, because of that. That was not the sole reason, but it was a contributing factor. So actually, she did me a favor, So yeah. Okay. Yeah, he says easy to tell. Okay. All right, everyone. Take care. Hope you get into the monthly veterans membership group. A lot of people already signed up. I see they're going through some of the videos that I have uploaded. So until next time, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and don't forget to always share this information with your fellow veterans. Take care. Good.